Glencore's woes appear to be worsening. A court in the United Kingdom has fined the multinational company around 2 billion rand. It's for bribing African officials. Prosecutors say Glencore officials used private jets to transfer cash to pay the bribes. We're joined by the organization Undoing Tax Abuse CEO Wayne Duvenage. Wayne, good evening to you. The interest that a lot of South Africans have in the story is really around whether Glencore can be found guilty, and as we're seeing out of this decision out of the UK tonight, of bribing officials, having to now pay back that money and still come out and say that it was not corrupt in South Africa, that it did not do anything illegal in South Africa.
Yeah, look, we believe that the authorities here did not dig deep enough and do enough to hold Glencore to account for the transaction that took place when they purchased, I think it was 3 million barrels of the 10 million that were sold in the strategic stock rotation, or so to speak, a rotation. And there is evidence that has been put forward that Mr. Sibusiso Gamede received several millions of rands in bribes, and that Glencore has a lot to answer to here, and our authorities have just allowed them to escape this. I think this needs to be relooked at and opened, and all the people, in fact, even the Minister of Energy at the time, Mrs. Tina Juma-Peterson, need to be looked at closely in this matter. We believe they've been allowed to get off the hook. They need to be fined here. But the biggest concern we've got, even in the UK and around the world where these fines are applied, it's the shareholders who lose out. And the people involved in these crimes are never jailed. And this is a serious concern that we have. So there's work to be done on the matter that was poorly handled in South Africa.
When we look at the findings of the Zondo Commission of Inquiry, of course, Glencore has largely used that to justify what it says that it didn't do any wrong in the country. With that done and dusted, which other process do you think could be used to actually relook at the Glencore matter? Because clearly there may have been a lot that was not uncovered.
I think there was a lot that wasn't uncovered. If you just look at the timing of the deal with the Tegeta mine that Glencore owned, that filed for business rescue, and within a few months thereafter, the deal goes through, and the prepayments made for Gupta-linked initiatives, and the Minister of Minerals and Energy at the time, Mosebenzi Zwane, flying over to meet Ivan Glassenberg, the CEO of Glencore, in Europe, and then suddenly the rotation sales take place. This is all, we believe, linked. This is all to do with an offset of one mine that is given over to the Guptas, and the deal that might have been struck would have been this oil purchase, which, by the way, earned them an extra $10 per barrel below the market price at the time. I mean, of course, it was the money had to be paid back with interest, and eventually the oil stocks didn't take place, the sale. But that's not the point. The point is there was a corrupt deal that went down, that if there wasn't enough pressure brought by civil society and others at the time, that this transaction might have gone through. And left us high and dry and a lot poorer as a nation. So we believe either the SIU, the Hawks, the newly permanently appointed ID, the Investigative Directorate, we got to turn every stone we can to find the avenues that we must take as a country. And this is where the criminal justice system must now look at all the avenues to hold those individuals to account, including the the Strategic Fuel Fund CEO at the time, Mr. Gamede, and the Minister, Juma-Peterson.
All right. OUTA's Wayne Duvenage. Let's leave it there for tonight.